me, upon me. All you wanted was love, but that was never enough. No, never enough. 'Cause you were chasing your dreams, now you can't redeem yourself. 'Cause you were chasing your dreams, now you can't redeem yourself. Disregarding your name, your smell is all that remains. They say you're an SLUT, but that doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. I remembered what you'd say. We're all looking to be alone. And somehow, someday, we'll find what we're looking for. Till then, you'll still be a boy. To be alone. And somehow, someday, we'll find what we're looking for. Until then, we'll all be yours.
Good evening, race fans. Umpire here with Black Flag Racing TV, and we're here this evening for the Team Showdown with the Amigos Racing Team. For some reason, we're having technical problems getting onto their YouTube, but luckily it is being broadcast also to Black Flag, so you're not missing out. So, anyone that did see Team Showdown last time out, it's a very, very simple format. There are 4 teams. There are the yellow team, green team, blue team, and the red team. The yellow team can drive either the Atenza or the Viper. Green team in the GTR or the McLaren 650S. The blue team are in the Subaru WRX or the Honda NSX. Lots of X's there. And the red team with the Nissan GTR or the Dodge Viper. Don't know what car they're going to pull out until they pull it out. They will come out and do a single hot lap qualifying in team order. And the order today will be yellows, greens, blues, and then the red team in that order. It is round 6 at Dragon Trail Gardens. There will be 27 yummy laps of racing. Weather today is custom. It will rain. You have been warned. It will definitely rain. It will start sunny. It will finish sunny. It will be cloudy. But at some point, everyone's going to get wet. Start at sunrise, variable time, times 3. Grid start, it's all there anyway. I don't need to read it out for you, you're not idiots. Tyre wear times 4, fuel times 5, etc, etc, etc. They must use mandatory tyres. They will also be using some of the wet stuff tyres. I love Formula 1 who have wet tyres and never bloody use them. So, where are we at in terms of the league table? That'd be quite useful, wouldn't it? Let's have a look at that. So last time out, obviously we missed last week because it was Fusion Week. But we were at Laguna Seca last time out. And Body Val, absolute devastating pace. Beat 9 opponents and finished in first place. So in terms of points, green team did quite well. 2nd and 3rd. Yellow team with a 5th, 6th, 11th. Red team, no better than 4th. That was Nick No One, who for large parts of that race did actually dominate, but didn't make it count at the end. Could only finish in 4th. So, without further ado, let's have a little chat about where we're at today, because today we are at Dragon Trail Gardens, and I challenge you to tell me that this is not an awesome track. When I bring all the right information up, of course, that will be. I've lost something. There it is. I found it. So that's where we are today. We're at Dragon Trail Gardens. Asphalt track. It is 4.3 kilometres, 14 turns. Here's a little track guide for you. Bear in mind, it is very, very slow because I drove it because I couldn't find anyone else quick to do it for me. Hello, Chris. How you doing, buddy? Hope you enjoyed the stream. As I said, this is crazy slow, and the lines are off because I did it. Actually, to be fair, this was my fastest lap, but it wasn't my best in terms of apexes, but I nailed it in the last bit. So yeah, 2.7 miles, 14 turns, asphalt track, Dragon Trail Gardens. You basically looking at the right hand side here. Can't remember what break point is, whether I just did the brakes thing. You'll turn in, and you want to keep it as wide as possible because you want to try and go over that sausage and not do what I just did and fling it onto the grass or fling it over that sausage. You want to hit that sausage so it goes in between your wheels and you come out lovely and smooth. Road kicks round to the left hand side. You're drifting to the right here, however. Big braking zone at the bottom of the hill, and if you overshoot this, you can get overtaken quite easily. End of that chevron is about where you're braking, nice and tight at the apex. That ain't bad, actually, to be fair. Then on the power, as soon as your car is pointing in the correct direction. We're about 3 minutes from qualifying, so plenty of time. Car kicks to the left hand side here, or the road does. The little lift to get round this bend. Stay on the power, then you brake, turning early apex, and on the power again. Should go a bit wider there, to be fair. Then you head down the hill, keep it nice and wide left. When that little black mark comes, you hit the brakes, turn in again, and then you power through these 3 corners, 10, 11 and 12. Power through all the way under the bridge and up the hill towards 13, 14, which are essentially one big 180 corner. Braking around 100 metre mark. You don't fuck up the gearing like I did there either. Catch both apexes, get on that power, and ideally you should be on the power a lot sooner than that. I, however, was on the power a bit too late there. And then you head down and then you cross the line and blur. There is your lap around Dragon Trail Gardens. that simple, or so they say. Right, so I've given you all the information. I've told you what's occurring. Is anyone out on track at the moment? Probably is. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a little shifty at who's on track and what they are up to. You'll notice everything is so slow with me because I do have everything prepared, but I'm really slow with moving my mouse around. Now, what am I missing? I'll just turn that stuff off. That's what I want. Boom Shankar. So there we go. We're looking at Lancaster on the track at the moment for the green team. So who we got running today? And the green team have opted for Slidey GTR. You don't want to be doing that. And that is what's going to happen if you drive in the wet on not wet tyres. You will be spending more time on the grass and in a wall and not going anywhere, as we can see Lancaster demonstrating for us right now. No hassle racing for the, I think that's the blue team. Car looks blue to me. And they are in the WRX. What I should do is bring up the team so I can remember who drives what. Yes, he's in the WRX. Webson's for also the blue team in the WRX. There is Willard. That is clearly the red team, and that is very clearly the GTR. Lango for the green team, also using the GTR. So we've got two teams rocking GTRs today. Evening, Jason. How you doing? Good of you to join us. Hope you're enjoying work as much as you can. We've got Bolival, winner last time out for the blue team. Very, very quick is Bolival. Crazy quick, to be fair. Super Squid for the yellow teams. He's not a squid, but he is super. Well, I don't think he's an actual squid. How awesome would that be? A squid racing on Gran Turismo. Occam's in the Peppa Pig yellow Atenza. They've gone for the Atenza. Nick No One, big leader last week in the for the red team, but didn't make it count. We are 1 minute from qualifying, as that message just said. And there is airbag also for the red team. I think we've got everyone in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yes, we've got everybody. That's 4 teams of 3. So super hot lap coming. First will be obviously the yellow team, as we know. Yellow's out first, followed by the green team, followed by the blue team, followed by the red team. And the way it works is the yellow team go out and they do their out lap, and then they start their hot lap. And while they're starting their hot lap, then the green team will go out and start their out lap. And then while they're doing their hot lap, the blue team will go out and start their out lap, and then just so on and so forth, etc, etc, etc. And the room is being reset, so it is not pissing down with rain while they qualify, because that would be pretty damn shit. That'd be good fun. Hot lap qualifying on softs in the rain. I think I'm going to bring that in. Oh, was he in your group? To be fair, Jason, I apologise. I haven't yet done the stream of your GT Fusion races. Obviously yours and Webson's GT Fusion races. I do have them. Thank you very much for sharing them, but I've just been too busy, mate. But I will do them. I promise I will do them at some stage. I'll tell you what, I might do them in between Super Formula on Saturday and GT Champions on Sunday morning, because I found when I sleep in between, or try and sleep in between, either I can't sleep or it's I feel a bit groggy afterwards, so I'm going to stay awake this time and just drink lots of coffee. So out lap for yellow team, who go out first. And as I said, they do their out lap. Then when they start their hot lap, the next team go out, and then the next team, and then the next team. And then we find out who's on pole and who's not, essentially. That's the way it works. So Super Squid out first. Dingle Hopper, also for the yellows, will be out there, and Hockers as well. So that's your yellow team this evening. Super Squid, Dingle Hopper, and Hockers. And they are first out in the Atenza. Qualifying time, what do I expect it to be? Honestly, I don't know. Probably around 1:38, 1:39, something like that. We'll see what happens. So there's the outlap completed for Super Squid. As he starts his hot lap, Dingle Hopper will come through, then Hockers will come through, obviously leaving enough gap between themselves to not compromise each other's qualifying. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna live it, Jason. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna. And I might just live it. I was just gonna record it and then upload it. I don't. I'll blag it at the time. I might just live it. Sod it. I'll live it. It's more fun, isn't it? Right. So here go the blue. I thought it was green team going out next. Obviously, I'm wrong. Why do I think it was green team going next? I'll put them in that order. Oh well, it is what it is. Right, so blue team out next. Body Val, No Hassle, and then Webson's all three. I'll have the Baywatch logo on there. Just married. Is he actually just married? Or is it the back of everyone's car? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Coach Simulator. I tell you what, some of these liveries are pretty damn funny on these. Poop emojis and whatnot. So, let's have a look. Super Squid's on that hot lap. What sort of times are he putting in? I'm thinking 137, 138 going to be around that. We'll see. I tell you, Body Val will set the standard because Body Val is crazy fast. But then we've got some quick guys out there. All of them can race. Yeah, I will do, mate. I mean, if I do just record it and then upload it, it'll be at the same time anyway. But I'll let you know, Jason. So here we go. Super Squid crosses the line. That's a 137.8. I said it was going to be a 137. Maybe closer to 135, 136 for the quick ones. Dingle Hopper with 138.2. And they're not allowed to jump in the pits, so I get to keep their times up there. Hockers through with a 139.7. So Super Squid from Dingle Hopper from Hockers is the first load. Is Body Val going to jump off? Body Val just starting the hot lap now. This will be interesting. Now, the great thing about hot lap qualifying that sets it apart from everything else is the fact that you can, it doesn't matter how fast you are, how good you are, anything like that. You only need to make one or two little cock-ups in your lap, and then that is qualifying screwed for you. So it gives an opportunity for anybody to dial it in over one lap. And you've got to love that kind of opportunity. Let's call it that, because it is an opportunity, isn't it? So here we go. That is Body Val, who will Body Val jump somewhere in that top three. Certainly looking pretty racy at the moment. So this is where we come down around this little left-hand kink. Then you don't even have to lift for there, straight on the power. You do have to lift for there with a little touch of brake, but not too much. So much quicker than I thought it was going to be. This is where you do brake, get it turning, lovely trail braking there, on the power again, letting off the power a bit, and then this is where you power all the way through. 3 turns all the way through, let it drift really wide. You probably can go a bit wider there, to be fair. And then you are up the hill, just drifting over to that right-hand side. 100-metre board, slam on the anchors, loads of brake dust on the floor, light up them brakes, then get back on that power, feathering the throttle until you get through. So the earlier you can get full power, the better. And then you head down to the line, and Body Val says, I will be on 3rd place, 2nd row. So Super Squid has pole from Dingle Hopper. Body Val no better than 3rd. Webson's comes home to jump alongside Body Val on the 2nd row. No Hassle coming through now. Where does No Hassle drop in? I was a 39.4 for No Hassle. So that puts Hockers down to 6th place. So the only way for any of these guys now is downwards. So next out are the green team in the GTRs. The GTRs. Such a child. Langstar is the first one out. Abusing those sausages. Brett Rackett not too far behind. Hopefully doesn't make too much speed up and close the gap too much. And Lango, of course. While we've got the red team are now doing their outlap, and that's Nick No One. And I know his name's Noon, but I called him Nick No One, and he didn't correct me quick enough, so that's his name forever now. Nick No One. And he's from New Zealand. Right, so Langster is the first of the greens out. Where's Langster going to slop in? Slop? Where's he going to slop in? Yeah, so do I, Jason, because it gives us a chance, doesn't it? Us slow fuckers gives us a chance to put in one decent lap. Never happens, but you never know. So yeah, where's Langster going to slot in? I like that Jason spoke to me then to get me out of the fact that I said slop instead of slot. So he's coming up to turns 13 and 14 in. I love the GTR. It's a great car. Sometimes I struggle to get it turned, but in a straight line, it's really, really good. But here is, I think the longest straight is only about half a mile. It's what, 2.4 mile course. So here we go. He's going to cross the line. He will qualify in 6th. 1 place. Knocks Hockers down 1. Brett Rackett qualifies in 8th. So behind Hockers with a 39.8. And Lango with a 40.7. So all that's left now is Willard, Airbag, and no one. Only problem here is I think if Airbag is significantly quicker than Willard, because he's already closed that gap up, he might have his qualifying compromised because Willard in front of him is a little bit slower. Or is he giving him some slippy slipstream to help him round the track a little bit? Everyone else parked up there. Yellow flags galore coming out while they're parked up, of course, but it doesn't matter. So Willard is through Sector 1, just about to be completed. And the split time for Sector 1 is not being given to me, and that's very, very rude. But we move on into this big 180. I've realised that obviously because it's a fictional track, the corners don't have names, so I think we should start naming some corners. Give them some really, really cool names. That's a little bit wobbly from Willard there. If I think of anything throughout the race, I will name it. What I really need is someone to cock up, and I can call it the whatever cock up corner. But there we go. So Willard with a half-second penalty. That's a bit shit on qualifying. So that's going to cost him. But then it's almost like Airbag just followed the line. So these guys have cost themselves some real time here. Willard's cost time. Airbag cost time. What about Nick No One? All still in procession. So Willard comes through the final 2 corners. Great shot of the GTR from that side. Gets on the power down towards the line. And here we go across the line in 39.5. Which was in way down the. Where's everyone else gone? Airbag plumb last. What about Nick No One? Second on the grid. So he was first last time out, second this time out. So we've got Super Squid and Nick No One on front row. Second row, Dingle Hopper and Bonnie Val. Third row, Websons and No Hassle. Langster and Willard on row 4. Row 5 is Hockers and Brett Rackett. And they're all fucking about now. Art Lango and Airbag on row 6. And I love how grown up we all are. Bear in mind that we're all adults who play this game, and as soon as we get an opportunity to act like a child, we absolutely do it. And why wouldn't we? Full starts will be penalised. Please remain in your seats until the ride is completed. So wait for the lights to go out so I can jump out the room and then jump back in again, so I can keep my camera angle. So we've got 1 light, we've got 2, we've got 3 lights, we've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights, and we are away. How well are we away? So Super Squid, good start. Nick No One, good start. Great start from, who was it? Bonnie Val. Look at that. Straight away through and followed through by No Hassle. So straight out of the block, we have got side-by-side racing. Look at that. You can't pick one from another. It is just a gaggle of GR4 cars muscling their way through. But Bonnie Val in the lead from Super Squid. Super Squid losing a place off the line. No Hassle through. Picks up a penalty. Won't stay there. There's Websons in 4th. Nick No One just behind for the red team. Green team at Langster is just in behind Nick No One with Dingle Hopper for company. And Willard looking to try to make a move, maybe. Certainly not, but Brett Rackett and who's the other green guy? Can't see. Brett Rackett and the other green dude was sandwiching Willard then, but he got away with it. Hocker's trying to make a move now. Tucked in behind Willard. Changes his mind, tucks in behind another, and tucks back in behind Willard again with Airbag at the back of the pack for the red team. So, lots of penalties there. Will Super Squid and No Hassle lose their places? Webson moves up briefly until Nick No One back into position. Langster makes the move on Webson's up into 5th place. So front three, Body Val, Super Squid, No Hassle. Super Squid and No Hassle serving their penalties. Nick No One making a move up the outside of No Hassle up into 3rd. Does that move stick? Absolutely it does. Is No Hassle able to come back? No, is the answer to that question. So Body Val, 1.2 seconds clear, running the medium tyres. Remember, at some point it's going to rain. Super Squid running the soft tyres, with Nick No One also running those racing softs. So good pace from Body Val on the medium tyres at this stage. No Hassle on the mediums. Absolutely putting so much pressure through that front right there. Langster for the green team running in 5th. Dinglehopper for the yellows running in 6th place from the United States of America. Webson's in 7th place. Half a second back from Dinglehopper. Absolutely nothing ahead of Brett Rackett. Brett Rackett looking to make big moves here. There he is, and he's got Willard for company. Willard's dropping down that order like an absolute stone. Brett Rackett up the inside maybe. Chucks one up the inside. Doesn't make it stick. Has to tuck in behind and wait for another opportunity. Willard the same, tucked in behind, waiting for something. Hockers for the yellow team in 10th at the moment. 3 tenths up from Lango for the greens. And then we've got Airbag at the back of the pack for the red team in the GTR. So, fastest lap of the race so far. We're about to find out what that is when they start crossing the line. But Super Squid staying with Body Val. The gap's still 1.2 seconds. And we'll see what the fastest lap of the race is once they've all gone. But it's starting just to open up a little bit out front. Nick No One again running in the top 3. So at the moment we've got blue, yellow, red. Have we got green? No, we've not. We've got another blue. Then we have to go back to 5th to find the first of the green team runners. Green team not putting too much pressure on early doors. There's Dinglehopper for the yellow team. Then we've got Webson's for the blues, Brett Rackett for the greens, Willard for the reds. Trying to make a move on Brett Rackett up the inside. Does that move stick? It does. It does stick. Willard makes it stick up the inside again, maybe on Webson's. No, but he's tucked in behind Webson's. So Willard moves up 1 place to 8th. But Webson's might lose out here, and does. Willard side by side, but will have the inside line coming down to this big 180. And there we go. That's the move done. Is it going to stick going into the switchback here? It's all going to be about braking. Brett Rackett maybe trying to go around the outside. Trying a little switcheroony. Doesn't work. Willard up. Brett Rackett's up. But also, Hocker's moving up as Webson's moves down to 10th place. And that is someone in a wall. That is Lango. Lango in a wall. Sounds like a song by the Smiths, doesn't it? Lango in a wall and nobody cares. But he's in a wall. He's 9 seconds behind. And I care, Lango, that you were in a wall. Because you gave us some decent footage on YouTube. Sorry, guys. Body Val in the lead, 1.6 seconds is that lead now. 38.2. That's not a bad racing lap, especially on those medium tyres. With Super Squid still holding firm in second, although Langster and Nick No One not too far behind. But Nick No One really trying to make a move on Super Squid. Maybe getting up the inside here with a bit of slipstream. Up the inside, actually breezes past as though Super Squid's not even there. So there's Nick No One moving up to 2nd place. Is there a chance for Super Squid to come back at him? He's tucked in behind. Can he make a move here up into what is turn 2 and 3? It's not really a good overtaking spot, especially if people hold their line. But he did have a little cheeky look. Is there another cheeky look here? Nick No One blocking it off. But much better exit from Super Squid. And he will move into the left-hand side here. And hopefully try and get a move up into the chicane. Tucks in the chicane, the 180. Gets tucked in behind the slipstream because he's not going to make the move. Tries to go for a much deeper line up the inside. Does he make it stick this time? He doesn't. Nick No One just stays ahead. So he's currently being someone in second. Super Squid not able to make that move. But if I were Nick No One, I'd be afraid. Be very afraid. Art Langster, he's running in 4th place. I don't know why I call him Art Langster. He's just Langster. it's because sometimes I just read what I see. Because I'm just here to state facts. I'm not here to entertain. But he's running fourth. He's 2.3 seconds back from this battle for the top three now. The top three distinctly starting to pull away. But there are differing strategies out there today. And it's every single strategy is going to go to shit when it pisses down. As Mike Tyson once said, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And we know that it's going to rain. We just don't know when. Because it's on custom, it will rain at some point. But it's not entirely fixed as to when that happens. Dinglehopper running in 5th place for the yellow team. At the moment, it's looking pretty strong for nobody in particular, maybe the yellow team. We've got a runner in 5th and 3rd. No hassle for the blue team running in 6th. Brett Rackett for the greens in 7th. Red team, though, are struggling. Websons is in 8th for the blues, but there we've got Willard for the reds in 9th. Airbag for the reds in 10th. Hockers running for the yellow team in 11th. And Lango for the greens, who was 9 seconds behind after his crash, is now 13 seconds behind. Did he crash again? Who knows? But Bonneville now starting to go Lewis Hamilton hammer time. And for some reason just lagged down the road then. Don't know what happened there. But 2.2 seconds is the current lead for Bonneville. Nick No One, half-second penalty. That's going to give Super Squid an opportunity he desperately wants to get. How big an opportunity is it? Is it big enough to build up a gap to get him out of Nick No One's slipstream? So here we go. He's going to serve this penalty. We'll go on board with Super Squid and we'll watch this overtake. Is he close enough? Absolutely, he's close enough. He's going to be up the inside. Nick No One's not going to get up to speed before the braking zone. Super Squid up into second, or back into second, should I say. And makes the move up one place and still opening the gap, hopefully to get out the slipstream. But saying that, Nick No One gets such a better exit out there in that GTR, and all over again, Super Squid under pressure already from Nick No One. Langster at the moment not closing up in the battle, but those two in front of him both on the soft tyres. Langster running on the mediums, going to go a little bit longer. Now obviously they've run their simulations, but you know the rain will come when the rain comes. It's a shame that I can't look through those options and then have a little butchers and see when and have a look at the radar and stuff. Now I tell you what, PD, when you get to fixing the servers, why not put that option in so that the spectator can actually look at things like that? And is that Super Squid making a move on Bonneville? Does make a move on Bonneville. Bonneville makes a mistake. Super Squid up into first place. Bonneville has to tuck in behind. Nick No One doesn't benefit there, but it just goes to show that even the quickest are beatable. Bonneville obviously running those medium tyres. So these soft tyre runners are going to have to go in very soon, and those clouds looking ropey. Bonneville shakes the back end and drops down even further into third. Does recover the car, but has lost 2 places in a couple of corners. So it wasn't all plain sailing here on lap 6. But with the medium tyres, will be running longer than Super Squid and No One out in the lead. Langster a little bit closer now, 8/10 back from Bonneville, starting to ramp it up. Fastest lap of the race is still with Bonneville, 1:37.7. Was that Langster? I thought Langster was absolutely going to melt it into the wall then, but does rescue it. But that brings Dinglehopper in. Through comes Dinglehopper. Thank you very much. And the yellows now looking at 2 in the top 5. Everyone else just got 1 representative. Nick No One in the lead. Super Squid for the yellows in second. Bonneville for the blue team running in 3rd place. Dinglehopper now up to 4th, but Langster not giving this up, trying to make a move back straight away. Brilliant move from Langster, far too wide from Dinglehopper, and Langster just says thank you very much, that is my 4th place, get the fuck back to 5th. And all change again out front there, no hassle for blue team, 1.3 back, watching he overtakes ahead but not being able to make them himself at the moment. 1.3 seconds ahead of Brett Rackett for the green team. Websons for the blue team, 1 second back from Brett. 3.4 up from Airbag. Airbag, who started in last, and just by virtue of keeping the car on the track, is moving up and up and up and up and up for the red team. Hockers for the yellow, 4 seconds back. Willard for the red team is 8.6 back from that. Now, it clearly had an issue somewhere because that 13-second gap that Lango was struggling with, having just put in a 39.0, what was Willard's? Willard did a 44.8 and a 48.6. 2 awful laps. And that brings Lango right back into the mix. Only 3 seconds off the back of Willard now for the green team. Thing is, when you're at the back there, you can only make lots of overtakes. I suppose that's the benefit. And it's not judged on where you finish, although you do get points for finishing first. It's all about how many overtakes you do as a team. And at the moment, man has made enough overtakes to get himself in the lead. Here's Nick No One. He was in a very similar position last time out. Good evening, JRM. How you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, last time out at Laguna Seca, Nick No One was in the lead for a large portion of this race for the red team, and then went in the pits, and then it all went horribly, horribly wrong. And it looks like the weather's turning. It's getting darker. The clouds are rolling in. The lights are on, and soon it's gonna get slippy. Now, this is the challenge. Are the soft tyre runners, because the track's not wet yet, are they going to put softs on and go more? Because it's only going to be really one more lap after this that you would risk those soft tyres, surely. The rear's looking alright, but the fronts are looking ropey as fuck. Bonneville on the mediums can stay out until they are ready for the wet stuff tyres. Super Squid bringing some earth along with him in third place. The gap back to Lancaster just dropping out now to 1.4 seconds. Dinglehopper still keeping up. No Hassle also sticking in there. Battle's looking good. Who else is a soft tyre runner? There's a couple more laps there on Dinglehoppers. Certainly more than Nick No One's got on his car. Super Squid actually got a couple there as well. So the Atenza not doing too badly for tyres at this moment. Which is always good if you can hang it out a little bit longer. So Nick No One into the pits now. What tyres Nick No One going to put on, because it's not ready for wet yet? Could this be that he's had to pit too early and it's going to cost him later? I think he probably could have. I mean, there is a bit of rain out there, so maybe he's going to chuck on the inters now and hope that it starts to piss down very, very quickly. So back into the lead goes Bonneville, 8 tenths up from Super Squid. Lancaster up into the top 3. And we can start to see the rain coming down now. Look at that. So it's going to be, I would have thought, intermediate tyres, despite the track not being wet enough for them just yet, for Nick Newen. And he's indeed on the IM tyres. Willard will put those on, and Lango will also put those on. And will Lango be unchained now after that crash? I can't believe I've saved that joke for 2 weeks. 2 weeks I've been saving that joke up for. And I almost forgot to drop it. But he did give me an opportunity to do it. So Bonneville 1.3 clear on the medium tyres. When do these guys blink? I imagine the soft tyre runners will blink this lap, which is lap 9. We're a 27 lap race. And the rain at the moment is pretty light. But I have it on good authority that at some stage it's going to fucking tip it down. Lancaster in third right now. Loads and loads and loads of tyre left. Now, it's how well can you keep the car on the road, and what sort of lap times can you put in without changing your winters? We're sort of reaching the point where they're necessary, and I think everybody has gone, nah, I'm not risking this shit. And in they go, in they go, in they go, in they go. Who's next? Yeah, airbags in. Hocker's in as well. Nick No One, he didn't need to go in. He's already on those intermediate tyres. So where does he slot in? Everybody else in the pits, he's running the intermediates. Went on them for last lap. Excuse me, too many fags, too much coffee. Will come round the last 2 turns towards the line now. How many places are going to make up? So Super Squid straight out on the wet tyres. Didn't even bother with the intermediates. So Bonneville on the wets. Super Squid on the wets. Nick No One on the intermediates. Dinglehopper wets. Lancaster wets. Brett Rackett wets. No Hassle wets. Everybody on the wet tyres except for Nick No One. That's going to be, surely, that many people don't put on wet tyres without knowing that putting on the intermediates was stupid. It's going to get really wet really quick. I thought Nick No One might have had a plan sticking the inters on, but I'm going to tell you now, the fact that everybody else has whacked on the you can already see he's really struggling on those inters already. So Nick No One's going to have to jump in and change his tyres. So top 3 go bye-bye for Nick No One. Again, he was somebody for a little while and then just became no one again. Bad tyre choice. It's not the first time, though, that putting on intermediate tyres has fucked up somebody's race. Is it, PM10 Racing, when you're watching? Body Val in the lead, 5.1 seconds clear. And the lap times are going to drop significantly. So I doubt very much that 1:37.7 is going to get beaten today. We are on lap 10 of 27 at a very, very wet Dragon Trail. I was going to say Seaside there, but it's not. Dragon Trail Gardens. With Body Val for the blue team in this ART Team Showdown. Is 5.2 seconds clear of Super Squid of the yellow team in the Atenza. Nick No One is hanging on in third, to be fair, on those intermediate tyres. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe actually he's got it. He knows something that nobody else does, and he's hanging this on right the way through to the next pit stop. Maybe if there is another pit, of course there will be, because it's going to dry up at some stage. It's just when it dries up is the question. It's just looking so wobbly there for Nick No One. Langstar running in 4th place, looking very slow through there actually. Dinglehopper just behind in 5th for the yellow team. Dinglehopper, there we go. Then we've got Brett Rackett for the green team, ahead of No Hassle, who's got a half-second penalty to serve, 1.4 seconds back. That's not really going to bring Webson's too much into play. Webson's is 3.1 seconds back, and that's his blue team teammate, and they're in the Rooks, the WRX. Hockers 8.2 seconds back. Everybody but Nick No One currently rocking the wet tyres. Airbag 3.7 seconds back. So they were all racing pretty close until it got wet, and then they all lost their bottle and spread out. Willard for the red team also. It's got Airbag and Willard's. Not a good day for the red team in the GTR. 8.6 seconds back from Airbag. Lango hasn't been able, in the green car, the other GTR, to close up the gap. So in terms of GTR performance, who is performing best in it? We've got the WRX out in the lead. We've got GTR running in second, now past Super Squid. So actually the intermediate tyres seem to be the tyres of choice, as we just see the track moving to full wet conditions. This when Nick No One comes in. Oh, big slide at the back there, but he's got the balls to hold on. I tell you what, he's got big, massive dangly kahunas, because now it is a full wet track. There's no two ways about it. It's not intermediate tyre territory. Look at the back end of that GTR. If he doesn't crash soon, I'll be very surprised. And I'll tell you what, he is drifting this car all over the shop. Oh, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal driving from Nick No One. If he finishes last, just for that little bit of skill there, he is driver of the day. And I just wanted to point out, I saw the mine sticker on the back of his car, which reminded me. I will be doing 15 hours of streaming for mine in November to raise money for, they've all got it. So I think they're doing a similar thing as well. But I'm doing 15 hours of streaming in November for mine charity. My 15 hours to represent 1 in 15 people who have thought about taking their life in the last year, or for men specifically. But more details will pop up at some stage, and you can donate. If you don't donate, I'm going to punch you in the cock. I'm not really going to do that. Mainly because I can't bother to get out of the chair. But anyway, Body Val in the lead of this race in the WRX. Super Squid back in second in the Atenza, and there's lots of back end sliding now. It's getting very, very drifty out there. Nick No One, only one running on the intermediates, and has managed somehow to weather that very wet storm. As the track started, it's a lot wetter in some areas than others, but he seems to be holding it quite well in that GTR. Langstar for the green team. So at the moment we've got blue, yellow, red, green, one of each. Running in 4th place is 1.7 behind that battle at the moment. desperately trying to get himself into that top 3. Brett Rackett is also the green team. The green team performing best so far. They're going to get 2 in the top 5. Is 3.2 seconds back. We've got Dinglehopper running just under that rear wing of the GTR, trying to find a way through. At the moment, though, only 0.6 back, but 1.7, is it 1.1 then? I can't see. 1.7 seconds up from No Hassle for the blue team. That is the next blue team runner. So, excuse me. Webson's also for the blue team, running 4.2 seconds behind No Hassle. So that is the lowest ranked blue team driver there in Webson's. Webson's 1978 from the United Kingdom. There's Hockers for the yellow team, 8 seconds back, and 7.3 further back to Airbag, who's got his teammate Willard for company. Willard, 3, 2, 1. And is he going to make a move? He does make a move. Makes it very, very easily, actually, around Airbag. So Airbag drops to 11th place. And then Lango has not been unchained. He's still back in 12th place. Lead out in front, 6.1 seconds for Bonneville. Very, very dominant at Laguna Seca. Very, very dominant here again. Carrying the torch for Team Blue. Nick No One back up into second, but with a penalty to serve. How long will he stay there? Great battle going on, and I'll tell you what, as the track starts drying up, this intermediate lock, he might actually prove to be a masterstroke as the track starts to dry up. We'll have a little look. Doesn't look like any raindrops to me. We're on lap 13. We can see the spray from Bonneville up ahead, but at the moment the track is drying out a little bit. And this is going to bring the track into Nick No One's tyres. As Langster makes a move on Super Squid up into the top 3. That's a move he's been looking at trying to make for a while. He's finally got it done. He's up into the top 3. Super Squid not letting it go, though. The top 4. Well, look, Bonneville's pulling well away. The next 3 making a little gap for themselves in 2nd, 3rd and 4th, which is back to Brett Rackett, who's got Dinglehopper right in behind, who's got No Hassle not too far behind there, only a second back. Can Dinglehopper from this view, can we see Dinglehopper make a move up into this big 180? Is anyone brave enough to be pulling off crazy, crazy moves with a track still wet as it is? And he does look up the inside, doesn't make the move though. GTR of Brett Rackett just stays ahead. So no cigar for Dinglehopper at that stage. Webson's in a bit of no man's land in a minute, can't close that 4.7 to No Hassle for the blue team, and has a yellow in front and a yellow behind in the form of Hockers, but it is 9.8 seconds behind, so a lot of work to do for Hockers for Team Yellow. Willard and Airbag still 10th and 11th, and Willard's actually pulled out 4.2 seconds on Airbag since that overtake. And Lango's still not closing that gap, 3.3 seconds back. But I suppose when you've got 12 cars racing, someone's got to be last. But that is not going to be last. That is Bonneville. It's not a blur. You are seeing things right. Bonneville is still chucking in 1:46.3 on wet tyres. It's just nuts. That's around the sort of lap time I do on softs in optimum conditions. Very, very quick. 8 seconds clear of Nick No One, who's just opening up a gap now from Leinster. Running very well for Team Red in the GTR. And looks like going on to intermediate tyres. At first I thought it was a good idea, and then very quickly I thought it was a terrible idea. And the fact he's managed to keep it on the road and is still out there says to me that this is a very, very good idea. So, looking good for Nick No One. Will he have the pace to close up on Bonneville? I mean, it's come down a little bit. Did a 1:46.7 himself. So, looking quite racy on those intermediate tyres at the moment. But some parts of the track are wetter than others. You've got to keep it on the dry stuff for those tyres to work best. Langston running 3rd, but not able to pull away from Super Squid at the moment. Super Squid looking for any way past. Is there an opportunity coming? He had to wait a long time, Langston, to get past Super Squid. or to get past Nick No One, who the two of them ran in third at one stage. But at the moment has managed to break his way into the top three and trying now desperately to stay there. His teammate Brett Rackett. Can Brett Rackett put some pressure on Super Squid to help out Langster? Because if you're also trying to defend from the guy behind, it takes your focus off the chasing down. But this gap's starting to close up as Nick No One opens up 4 seconds from them. We've now got Langster, Super Squid, Brett Rackett, No Hassle, Dinglehopper, all vying for third place. And at the moment, anyone can do it. As we see, Nick No One going into the pits on the intermediate tyres. Langster also going in on the wet tyres. Personally, do I think he should have stayed out? Abso-fucking-lutely, I think he should have stayed out on those intermediate tyres. Is he going for wets now, though? Or is he just changing to other inters? What about Langster? Is he changing to the inters? Interesting. Body Val absolutely stays out. That puts it to 13.7 seconds clear. Super Squid is desperately holding off Brett Rackett, No Hassle, and Dinglehopper all single-handedly. They are all looking for a way through. He's now got a teammate in that mix. Can the teammate help? No Hassle trying to make a move on Brett Rackett, who's made the move on Super Squid. But Super Squid has the inside line, will stay second. Will No Hassle make a move through? Gets a good run out just in fourth, but they are so close here. And we see a move coming from Super Squid's teammate, who is, well, I thought he was about to plant it into a wall, but does save it, but is now just dropping off his Dinglehopper. That little slide just keeping him out of the mix. So it is Body Val 15 seconds clear of Super Squid, who is half a second up from Brett Rackett under big pressure, who's under big pressure from No Hassle, who will soon be under big pressure again from Dinglehopper. Then we're back to Webson's in 6th place for Team Blue in the WRX. 10 seconds now to get back to Willard, who is a second ahead of Hockers for Team Yellow. Langster for Team Green comes out of the pits on the medium tyres. So took an opportunity as the track started drying up to put on some medium tyres. Now, what sort of lap times are you going to put in? Has Nick No One gone on medium as well? He has. So they have been brave. Bravery, fortune often favours the brave. Sometimes it puts you into a wall and leaves you in a bloody heap. But will it this time it favour the brave? Because they've both opted to go in. Nobody else at this stage to say that as Hockers comes in. So Hockers sees what they've done and says, I'm having some of that. But Body Val not ready to go in just yet. Stays out 16 seconds clear on the wet tyres. Now, it does clear up, but I believe it does rain again before the end of this race. But Body Val 16 seconds clear. We are on lap 17 of 27 here at the Dragon Trail Gardens. And this is the ART Amigos Racing Team Showdown. Red versus green versus yellow versus blue. 3 drivers per team. Choice of 2 cars per team. 1 lap hot shot qualifying. And then you are awarded points based on winning the race and how many overtakes you do. And it's all about team performance. So if you finish first but both your teammates are last and make no overtakes, it means jackety shit. You are much better with your team finishing in 2nd, 4th and 6th, or some combination of that in the midfield. So Body Val says, right, they're going on the mediums, let me do that too. What about Brett Rackett? Well, he's under pressure from Super Squid at the moment. Already are these guys going to go in? They're still all racing here for 2nd. Bear in mind, they're going to pit again for some softer, rubbery tyres. And we see all 4 of them jump into the pits. Could someone have stayed out and given themselves a possible alternative? Webster's jumps in, so here comes Langster. Langster was the first to blink alongside Nick No One. In fact, jumped Nick No One in the pits. He's now about to take the lead of this race, possibly, or does Body Val get out ahead? So Langster, not quite yet. Anyway, now the move is on. Langster takes the lead of the race from Bonnie Val. Went in early, that undercut absolutely strong like Hulk. He's in a green car, so he's driving like the Hulk too. Half a second up from Bonneville. Work for Bonneville to do to take back that place, but already Bonneville says, that is not yours, that is mine. I am going back into the lead of this race. Get the fuck back, Langster. And Bonneville takes the lead again. So Langster led this race for less than half a sector from everybody else, but Bonneville not happy with that scenario, back into the lead. Super Squid 2 seconds back, has now changed to those medium tyres. Nick No One dropping off the pace, was the first to blink on, was in fact the only person to run the mediums, the intermediates during the rainy phase. Turned out it worked out for him. He is now running the medium tyres, was the first to jump in and put them on, although was followed in by Langster, and he's now running in 4th place, 3.9 seconds off that top 3. Brett Rackett for Team Green in the GTR, 3.7 seconds back, also now on the soft tyres, so I'm pretty sure he has run the mediums. I don't know what I'm talking about. He has already run the mediums. We should write this shit down, but Brett Rackett from Belgium. I don't know how they say it in Belgium. It's Belgium. Is running in 5th place, 1.8 seconds clear of the American Dinglehopper for Team Yellow in the Artenza. 3.3 seconds up from No Hassle. That's no way to drive for No Hassle. That was sideways. That is a wall. And does that say glitch on the back? Because if so, he just glitched his ass into a wall. Lango, 10th place, 17 seconds back from No Hassle. So Webson's does benefit from that. Hockers benefits from that. Unfortunately, though, nobody else. So Lango is up to 10th place, 7.3 seconds. So gained significantly on No Hassle after No Hassle went no driving, me crashing. 13 seconds back to Willard and Airbag for Team Red in the GTRs. So the only one really representing for Red Team at the moment is Nick No One in 4th place. The other 2 Red drivers languishing at the back in these changing weather conditions here in Croatia. He does it, apparently so. We should have. Shall we name that final turn the no hassle straight? That's what we'll do, because he hit all of these. So these fictional tracks don't have names, but we'll name that the no hassle straight. From now onwards, it's the no hassle straight. So Langster in the lead of this race from Bonneville has got himself ahead again. So no messing around from these two. These two have come here to race today, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They don't give a shit about some water. They just want to get on with it. Bonneville dropped back 2 seconds, led most of this race, and at one stage was 13 seconds clear. Super Squid in 3rd, trying to keep up with those front 2 in that Atenza, but just can't make it happen. And I do love the placement of that Peppa Pig with the eyes being replaced by exhaust pipes. Nick No One, highest Red Team runner in the GTR, spent so much of the first half of this race in the top 3. Now finds himself 5 seconds out of that top 3. Running on medium tyres. Everyone ahead also on medium tyres. So no danger of their soft tyres going off before the end of the race. And there are, 7, 8 laps left. Oh, after this will be 7 laps left. 1 second back to Brett Rackett. Brett Rackett's on the soft tyres. Now, we know the soft tyres can go to about lap 8. So it's going to be pretty racy at this stage. And possibly seeing them drop off towards the end of the stint. But in that time, Brett Rackett can really close up this gap on Nick No One and possibly start closing up on Super Squid if he's got the pace. Now, lapping around mid 140s, Nick No One, last lap was a 42.8. He is capable of the mid 140s on that set of medium tyres, though. He has to up the pace, though. Dinglehopper, 3.9 back in the Atenza. Starting to find more pace now, especially now the track is dry. But the rain is coming in again. Is this going to put a big spanner in the works of everybody? Are we going to see some more slidey? Certainly hope not. Well, no, of course I hope so. I hope not. Bullshit. I love it. It's absolutely brilliant when I see people crash. It makes me feel better about myself when I crash a lot. Hocker's running in 7th place for Team Yellow, just behind teammate Dinglehopper. So Hopper and Dinglehopper. Let's change their names around. Hopper and Dinglehopper. Websons for the blue team. Is there a move on here? Where's Hocker's gone? There he is. Hocker's disappeared off the track. And Webson said, thank you very much. I will come through. While Hockers was hiding in the grass. No hassle. Back on the track now. Hasn't hit a wall since lap 18. And looks to be ramping it up now. 39.7 is not bad pace on those medium tyres in damp conditions. There is Lango. Lango's been unchained. Lango has moved up the order up to 10th. It is Airbag and Willard currently struggling in these conditions. They're both on medium tyres now, and Willard goes round and around and around and around and around again. Is he going to complete this race in reverse? No, he's going to go round again. He's already 21 seconds back. It's very wet out there, so he's got to try and get back on the track first before he puts the hammer down. That's not good news for him, because that gap is now 35 seconds. Can he get back on the track, or is he waiting for the cars to come and lap him? They're all coming around to lap him. He is going into the pits to put on some soft tyres, I would imagine. Big spins there from Willard. Lovely jubbly. Langster in the lead of this race has opened up the gap now to 1.2 seconds. So Langster showing a little bit of tasty pace now on those medium tyres, just as the track's getting a little bit damper with the new rainy conditions. How long can they hold out? Will they need to put on some wet weather tyres to the end of this race, or can they hold it? Now, obviously the wet weather indicator on that left hand side next to the timer denotes when you should be changing each tyre. So the first line is this is Inter's weather. The second line is put the bloody wets on, man, or in Formula 1 terms, red flag the race. Never understood that, you know. Why would you make wet tyres and never bloody race on them? But it is what it is. But he is now 9/10 clear of Bonnie Val. Bonnie Val for Team Blue, still running in that top three. Hasn't been out of the top three since this race started, but has to make an overtake now in order to get to the front of the pack. Super Squid dropping off that pace, 3.3 seconds. The front two have pulled out on Super Squid, running in the Atenza on those mediums. And Brett Rackett has got through. Where is he? Where's he gone? We've lost someone. Nick No One is down to 6th. He had a poor lap there, 1:48. He's lost out to Dick Hopper. He's lost out to Brett Rackett. Although Brett Rackett off the track as well. The thing is, because it's now raining, as soon as you get into the wet stuff, you are fucked. Now, did anybody... Who's that? Dingle Hopper crashed. So Nick No One going through. This is carnage. Absolute carnage. Did they not know the rain was coming back? I knew the rain was coming back. They obviously didn't. Who has been brave enough? And there's that Webson's in a wall. What about Hockers? Has he crashed yet? He has not. Lango currently not crashed. He had crashed earlier, but he's not crashed this time. No hassle. Way back there to put the mediums back on. Might have been a good idea to put... what about Willard? Has Willard quit this race? It looks like Willard's quit. That's a rage quit from Willard. You know my feeling. I often give my feelings on rage quitting. My feeling is this: is fucking suck it up, man. It's a few laps left to go. Someone's got to be last. Just get on with it. But there we go. Anyway, Langstar now 3.3 seconds. It's almost as though this guy's a duck, because he's put on the racing medium tyres, got past Bonnie Val, who, to be fair, in the first half of this race, was absolutely uncatchable, and got himself ahead and now making a big gap in the wet stuff. Bonnie Val putting in some very, very solid lap times, even in these changing wet conditions, but losing time every lap to Langstars. We just come up to complete lap 23. Super Squid dropping another couple of seconds back now, 5.1. But is Brett Rackett closing the gap? 45.3 for Super Squid. Brett Rackett with a 43.6. As they come around, the rain has stopped again. Track is drying out again. Brett Rackett trying to close up on Super Squid. He can eye a top 3 here, but can he make it happen? There he goes through. A 140.4. Super Squid with a 141.5. That's another second he's taken out of him. Can he catch him? Nick Nolan is now 11 seconds back from that from the top 4. Remember, at one stage, this guy was the only one on the intermediates, and looking pretty good for a top 3. But it's looking a similar scenario to last time out at Laguna Seca, where it just drops off towards the end of the race. Good early pace, but not so much so towards the end. He is 8.5 seconds clear, though, of Dinglehopper, who doesn't look to be putting in the pace to catch him. This is a 51 and a 46 to a 46 and a 41. So Nick Nolan looking comfortable at the moment. Dinglehopper 6 seconds clear of Webson's, who did a 43 last night, so 3 seconds quicker. Can he go 3 seconds quicker this lap? Because if he does, by lap 26, he's going to be looking at an overtake. There is Hockers. Hockers even quicker still. 2 seconds faster that last lap. And as the track dries up, he's on the medium tyres. Can he put some pressure on Webson's? This race is not over. Lango with a 40.9, even quicker still. The guys at the back just seem to be getting quicker and quicker and quicker. So at the moment, everybody from Dinglehopper backwards is just faster than the guy in front. So these gaps are going to close up, and I'm hoping on lap 27 we get some feisty shit going on. No hassle. He's even quicker still. 7 seconds back though. Willard's still in the pits. Still rage quit. Airbag running in 11th. The thing is for Willard, it's surely it's about overtakes, right? So if you get overtaken loads, you're basically handing points to the other team. Is that not how it works? I don't know. Don't know why you're asking me. I'm not a steward. I'm just here to say what I see. And what I see is Langster 3.5 seconds clear as the sun comes back out over the Dragon Trails. Not Seaside, is it? Dragon Trail Gardens racetrack. 2.4 miles of craziness. Bonneville hasn't closed at 3.5. We're on lap 25. Needs to start putting some pressure on, but at the moment running slower in the WRX than the GTR. So the GTR a bit shit in the wet, but pretty damn racy in the dry. Super Squid 6 seconds back. Brett Rackett's closed that to 1.5 seconds and is getting faster. Is Super Squid going to be in a little bit of trouble on the last lap here? Brett Rackett has nothing to worry about behind because there's Nick No One running very, very comfortably in 5th. And unless he decides to plant himself into a wall or go on the grass too much more like that and slide off the racetrack, I think he's going to stay there in 5th place. But there's going to be a battle going on here maybe. Dinglehopper with a 140.7. Webster's 140.9, starting to slow up actually. But Hocker's 140.4, not taking out quite the same chunks out of Webster's now, so maybe not going to catch. Lango is looking a bit racier though. That last lap was a second faster. The gap is 2.2 seconds. So Lango is going to go from running plumb last 13 seconds back to finishing this race potentially in the top 8. That'll be lovely, yummy points for Green Team with all those beautiful overtakes. No hassle. 8 seconds back from Lango. I was going to say someone in the pits, but he's still there. 34 seconds back to Airbag, who is running in 11th place and has the foresight to stick it out until the end, despite running at the back of the pack. Less said about the people that didn't, the better. Langstar 3.5 seconds clear still, managing that gap back to Bonneville very, very well. Does he have more in the tank? Possibly, but I think what he's doing now is managing that pace, just keeping Bonneville far enough behind that he doesn't have to worry, but not pushing the car so hard that he risks putting it into a wall. As we come round to the end of lap 26 to start the final lap of this race here at Dragon Trail Gardens. It's been a really, really good race, even better than the one at Laguna Seca. We're on round 6, of course, of this Team Showdown competition for the Amigos Racing Team. and looking very, very good. So Langster, 3.6 seconds going into the final lap. Bonnie Val running second. Third place is Super Squid, 7 seconds back. Under some pressure, I said it was going to happen last lap. Brett Rackett closing up on Super Squid. Super Squid with a 39.9 last lap. 39.2 for Brett Rackett. Is there a little twist of the tail? Can this little green car knock Yellow out of the top 3 and rack up some points for his team? At the moment, Super Squid holding him off, but how much longer can he do it for? Nick No One 15 seconds behind. He doesn't need to look in his mirrors, Brett, just straight ahead. There is nothing behind him. Look at that, nothing. That's all that matters. But Super Squid has got that bearing down on the back of him. He's got to hit every apex. He's got to make sure he doesn't cock up. He's gone very, very wide. There does bring it back in, but Brett Rackett not quite close enough to benefit from this as we're coming towards the end of this race. And we've got to jump back to Langster. Not quite yet, we don't. He's not quite near the end of this race. But Super Squid, he's got a few corners now to hold him off. As Langster coming round, he's going to win this race. 3.5 seconds is the gap. Brett Rackett any closer? Brett Rackett's dropping off now. That overtake's not going to happen. So here comes Langster. Really, really good race from him. Sat outside the top 3 for some time. Broke into the top 3. Broke into the top 2. Came out when Bonnie Val came out in the lead. He'd done the undercut. He went ahead, lost out very briefly. Took the win of this race. Thoroughly deserved. Langster wins this race from Bonnie Val in second. And Super Squid will hold on and take third place for Team Yellow. So it is Brett Rackett home in fourth place. 2 greens in the top 4. Here comes Nick No One, top running red car. He's got one teammate running in 11th place. He's got one teammate having a cup of coffee because he couldn't be bothered to finish. Nick No One crosses the line. Dinglehopper comes home 4. Not red team, yellow team in that Atenza in 6th place. Webson's in 7th. Here he goes, crossing the line for Team Blue. Hockers racing with Lango to the line. Who's going to make it? I think Hockers is just going to make it past over Lango. Lango got very, very close, though. Nearly nicked it. No Hassle, home in 10th. An Airbag will finally make it home in 11th, hanging on to the end. Does all 27 laps and makes it to the end. Well, I mean, yeah, you could argue it's technically not a rage quit, mate, but you stopped racing because it wasn't going well. I mean, I don't know what else is a rage quit other than fully exiting out of the game. Parking in the pits is the same principle, really. But, you know, it's not my place to decide if that's a rage quit or not. I just go by what I see. And Artwell will classify in 12th place. So there we go. Langster, great race from him for Team Green. Some lovely points for them. 3 seconds clear of Bonnie Val for Team Blue. Super Squid for Team Yellow brings home the top 3. So we've got Brett Rackett for Team Green, comes home in 4th. Great finish there. Nick No One, top running Red Rider in the GTR in 5th place. Dinglehopper for Team Yellow in 6th. Websons for Team Blue in 7th. Hockers just ahead of Lango for Team Yellow, with Lango obviously for Team Green. No Hassle for Team Blue in 10th. Airbag for Team Red in 11th. And Willard for Team Red in 12th. So really good day for Greens by the looks of things. 2 in the top 4. You've got to be happy with that, I would have thought. But there we go. All done and dusted. Just waiting for the clock to tick down so Langster can go and collect his little avatar trophy and wave at the crowd. But there we go. So this was Team Showdown for the Amigos Racing Team. 4 teams of 3 battled it out, and today the Greens were victorious. Very, very cool racing. Back next week for round 7 if they'll have me back. I don't know why when the race is finished that there's so much lag going on right in front of me, but there we go, is what it is. So there we go, all done and dusted. It's all finished. What can we say? So basically that was a pretty damn good race. I'm really, really happy with that. And I think everyone can be quite happy with their performance today. It's been awesome. And it was very, very wet at one stage, so anybody that's managed to hold it in that weather has to give themselves a round of applause. Especially those. A big special mention to Nick, because he was the only one who went on inners and didn't bother with the wet tyres and made it work. Didn't really work for towards the end when he went back on the medium tyres, but made it work up until that stage. And great move from Langston to go early on those mediums and jump over everybody up into the lead. So, what's more to say other than thank you very much for joining me here for the ART Team Showdown. Round 6 is over. Round 7 is next week. Hopefully, we can sort out the issues with the ART YouTube, and we can stream to there as well next week. Lucky I've been streaming to Black Flag, or we would have missed it completely. But we'll sort it out. I'm sure this it's a minor issue that is easy enough to repair. But there's nothing more to say other than join me tomorrow, because something very, very special happening here tomorrow. We started our first foray into F1 on Tuesday with the LNR racing team, and that was awesome. But we're picking up mid-season for Euro Trips Formula 1, also in F1 2022. Now, I don't know how good it's going to be. There's been some issues with crossplay. So we're going to give a little test and see if we can get a good stream out of their crossplay. It might be awful. If it's awful, I'll cancel the stream so you don't have to endure watching it. But it's another foray into F1 for us, and really looking forward to it from that point onwards. So see you tomorrow if you want to join me for that. That'll be round 4 from Italy. At around 8:45 we will go live, and then Saturday it is back to business for us at Black Flag. We have our Super Formula Series back on Saturday afternoon, having had a week off for Fusion Week. Also tomorrow I'll put up the video for the group that Websons was in, for you ART guys, because I've got the replays, because Jason was also in that group for Racing For Us. So I will put that video up at some point tomorrow. And then 1:30 in the morning, if you're still awake, catch me for GT Champions. We're coming into the closing stages. We are in the Ford GT at, I've forgotten, somewhere very fast. We're in the Ford GT. But that's hotting up. That's going to be a really, really good one at 1:30 in the morning on Sunday morning. But all that's left for me to say is I've been Urban Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV in conjunction with Amigos Racing Team. It's been emotional, and I am out. Thanks for watching.